open topics. Yeah, I haven't done one of these in a few months because I didn't have anything to talk about for this particular series, but now I do. There are a couple things I want to talk about in relation to DC Comics. It's a couple major problems DC has had lately, and I feel as though I need to talk about it. First up, it is the frequent changing of creative teams on certain books. Yes, apparently DC, for some books, can't keep creative teams on for a long period of time. It's like, oh, they're on for a few issues and they just leave. And these books have been The Hellblazer, Nightwing, Green Arrow. Harley Quinn just recently went through this too. And I think that's it. Yeah, and here's the thing. Nightwing, when it was brought back just a couple years ago after it had been published for at least for over 2 years, first we had Tim Seeley for I think it was 35, the first 35 issues of this current run. And then he left. Now, we knew about this particular change where we switched to Sam Humphries. And then for some strange reason, after he finished up his arc, The Untouchable, he abruptly leaves. As far as I've heard, as far as I know, there has not been any explanation for this at all. And then Colleen Kelly takes over the book. Now, when I saw this name, I'm like, who in the world is Colleen Kelly? And he stays on for one issue and does a rip of the film The Raid. And now it's Ben Parisi taking over the book. Okay. I don't know why. Ben Parisi's done a great job. Now, my personal guess is the reason why DC chose him to be the writer of the book, probably because of his big success he's had in Green Arrow. So he wants to basically recapture that. He wants to basically have the same success he has on that. And it's only 2 issues in. It's I read the newest issue that came out today for Nightwing. It's an interesting story involving somehow Nightwing's mind being manipulated by this being called Worm. Yeah, it's a very odd looking arc. In the case of Green Arrow, rather than Parisi left, we have a quick little forgettable 2-parter by Colleen Kelly, where Green Arrow goes to a country that was overthrown by Deathstroke in an annual that I completely forgot even existed because how forgettable the story was. I think Colin Kelly even wrote it. I don't really remember. I had to look at the trade I had that collects it. And then after he left, surprisingly, no announcement for this, and we have Maher Scott take over the most recent issue. It's interesting. But the past few issues have been missing something. Okay, we have Green Arrow in the issue. Fine. We're missing a couple things. One, why hasn't the city of Seattle making a physical appearance? Yeah, it's been absent the past few issues. And 2, and this is a really big one, his supporting cast is missing. Yeah, where is his supporting cast? Where's Black Canary? Where's Emiko? Where's Arsenal? Where's John Diggle? At least Count Vertigo made a recent appearance in this most recent issue that came out, but his supporting cast is nowhere to be seen. Has the creative has basically they've been lost in the shuffle? Yeah, I'm not sure what the heck is going on. It's kind of the same thing for Nightwing, where apparently the last few writers only forget. Oh yeah, they think he only has one supporting character, and that's Detective Sabaody, and that's it. The reformed villains that Tim Seeley established during his run completely disappear without any explanation. Yeah, there has been no any explanation of why in the world that these particular characters, who were very interesting characters, and Tim Seeley did a fantastic job with these characters, and yet when Sam Humphries came on board, they all were dropped from the book for no explained reason. Except they kept Detective Sabaody there, which I'm glad the fact they did, because she's an interesting character. But why drop the supporting cast? Yeah, why is it in 2 books it's had great supporting cast, and yet when a new writer takes over the book, they are mysteriously cut from the book for no explained reason? Yeah, in the case of the Hellblazer, there's hardly a supporting cast to begin with, because the series is going to be ending soon after only 23 issues. Yeah. Now, when the series was launched, this particular run of I think this is John Constantine's fourth book in the past 30 years. I mean, first it was Hellblazer, which ended after 300 issues, and that was relaunched as Constantine for 23 issues, and it was restarted as Constantine the Hellblazer. Then that was axed and then relaunched after 13 issues as the Hellblazer. And this series is ending after 23 issues. Yeah, I saw the article. I'm like, really? You're ending a good series like this? Now, when this line first started, we have Simon Oliver being the writer of the book. And then he leaves for no explained reason. Then we have Tim Seeley take over for a few issues. He leaves, and then for a few issues we have a different. I think it's Chris Salba takes over the book for a few issues. And now we have Tim Seeley back in the book after being absent for 3 issues. Yeah. In the case of Harley Quinn, we've had Jeremy Palmer and Amanda Conner. We have these two who came in the book in 2014, and it has been in the book for 4 years, and putting out over 60 comic books, 60 issues plus various one-shots and stuff like that, and miniseries. Actually, 2 of them. They leave for no reason. I never got a chance to ask them at Comic-Con because I even forgot to ask Frank Thierry why in the world this happened. Then they were replaced by Frank Thierry, who only stayed the book for 1 story arc, and then he leaves. And now we have Chris Salba takes the book. Okay. But at least in the case of that one, at least that both Frank Thierry and Chris Salba actually bothered to remember that the series has a supporting cast. But in the case of Green Arrow and Nightwing, apparently the writers of those 2 books apparently forget these books have a supporting cast. Yes, seriously, this is so stupid. I don't know what it is with these 2 books. Oh yeah, in the newest issue of Green Arrow, we had the return of the Parasite. Yes, the Parasite. I think the last time I remember seeing this particular version of the Parasite, this is the post-Flashpoint Parasite. This is the 3rd one overall. I think his name is Joshua Allen, I think his name is. Joshua Michael Allen. He's the 3rd Parasite. Yeah, there's no Rudy Jones in this continuity, and the original has been dead for years. And this is the first time I've seen this guy since Superman Wonder Woman. And that was like 3 years ago. Yeah, this is his first appearance in 3 years. And it just seems like Chris Salba just did it. I think Chris Salba just threw him in the book because no writer wanted to do anything with him. I mean, he didn't show up in any Superman books. He never appeared. He never fought Firestorm. He just showed up like, okay, let's just have him show up for... Oh yeah, there he is in the cover of the book. And there's no explanation for this at all. Yeah. Seriously, DC, get your act together when it comes to these particular books. And for the love of God, explain why in the world is it that when you have these creative teams take over the book, in the case of Nightwing, Green Arrow, or apparently you tell them to completely forget about the supporting cast. I know Green Arrow had this problem during the previous run. Apparently, the only character who appeared pretty much in the entire 52-issue run, aside from Green Arrow, was the character Henry. He appears in the current volume as well. But in the case of other supporting characters, you have John Diggle and Miko who show up during the Jeff Lemire run. And Miko's the one who actually stays. John Diggle disappears, and then Ben Perez, they brought him back. Mia Dearden showed up during the Andrew Kreisberg run, and then after he left, oh yeah, and they also brought in Felicity. Yeah, Mia Dearden and Felicity. By the time Ben Perez took over the book with issue 41, yeah, these 2 characters dropped for no reason. Yeah, they just disappeared from the book for as far as I know, there has been no explained reason for this. If I meet Ben Percy, I'm going to ask him, why in the world did you drop from the book Mia Dearden and Felicity? Yeah, it's so bizarre. Another problem I have with DC lately is the lack of marketing for other books that are not Batman, Superman, Justice League, or the Titans. I've seen some advertising for the Green Lantern book, for the Green Powder Lantern. I'm happy the fact I see that. But in the case of books like Green Arrow, Flash, a lot of the other books that are not Batman, Superman, or Green Lantern, or Justice League, or Teen Titans, it's like DC just doesn't care lately to bother putting marketing out for it. It seems like after last year, I don't know, whoever took over charge of marketing is like, or whoever is current in charge of marketing is like, okay, let's just have it to where we barely market any of our books. That could explain why a lot of books got axed this year. Because, I mean, I highly doubt, it wasn't due to the fact DC had too many books on the shelves. No, it wasn't that at all. DC has not had this problem the past couple of years where they have too many bookshelves. Marvel's had this problem where they put too many books on the shelves. In the case of DC, we have a pretty good amount. Though, for some reason, I have no idea why in the world this is. This is another problem. This is something that apparently started just recently. Apparently, starting in August, we're going to have the titles that come out twice a month have that are not Young Animal or New Age books. With the exception of these two imprints, apparently everything else is raising to $3.99 for some reason. No idea why. Yeah, no idea why in the world that DC's doing this for. I haven't heard a reasoning for this. I highly doubt it's due to the fact some series are not selling too well. I would think that even some of the ones that are not Batman, Superman, or Green Lantern, they're actually selling really well. But if you look at something like, I don't know, Flash, which is probably by far one of DC's best titles. Yeah, one of DC's best titles, and the last time I remember seeing an arc that was marketed, that I remember, was The Button. Yes, The Button probably by far was the last official arc that I could think of that was actually marketed. Yeah, they actually got some advertisements in other books. Yeah, that was the last official time. In the case of the arcs that came after The Button, like the arc where Flash teamed up with Green Lantern, or the fight Reverse Flash, or the negative Reverse Flash, or in the last few stories, did I see these get marketed? Didn't see them at all. Not in any books I've read. Yeah. I mean, yeah, DC has been marketing Batman books. Yeah, books are basically Batman, Detective, Action Comics, Superman. Yeah, these books have been advertised pretty well. Justice League got some recent advertisement. Yeah, during the Christopher Priest run, that was pretty much advertised really well. And, excuse me, Justice League America's got some advertisement. Teen Titans got advertisement, but if a book doesn't feature Batman, Superman, the Justice League, or Green Lantern, apparently DC just doesn't care to market these books. I thought when Rebirth happened, they fixed this problem, because when Rebirth started, a lot of the books were basically marketed. I know that the current arc for Deathstroke, that was marketed before it came out, which I praise DC for doing that, because Deathstroke has had really good marketing since it was relaunched a couple years ago, and yet the book is ending with the current story arc, which is really weird. Though the rumor is the reasoning for that is because Christopher Priest has signed an exclusive contract with Marvel, and that's the reason why Deathstroke is ending. Even though they can probably contact Marv Wolfman, who is writing Cyborg, and oh yeah, that's another book that has had some creative team changes. Yeah, first is John Stampa for about 16 issues, and after he wrapped up what he did, and you have this other run. I think it may have been Chris Saba. I don't really remember. It's been a little while since I've read these issues. And now we have Marv Wolfman after the book had apparently been possibly canceled, though DC never confirmed it. And then it comes back with Marv Wolfman in the book. In the case of Supergirl, where this kind of was canceled, though the reason why DC ended it, because they had no idea what Brett Bendis' plans were. Which, okay, doesn't sound familiar to you, where a certain creator is on a particular book and they don't reveal what the plans are to other creators? Wow, doesn't that sound very familiar? Sounds like what Grant Morrison did on Action Comics back in 2011, where he just wasn't very well he wasn't communicating. Yes, it sounds very much like that. Yes, though Bendis himself is a great writer, and Grant Morrison is a great writer too. And in the case of in the case of Man of Steel, it's pretty decent so far. It's not terrible. Got praise it for that. But yeah, marketing. But otherwise, though, that's really it. So overall, the only things I've talked about in this video, in case you get to this point, is just basically the frequent change of creative teams for no explained reason, the lack of marketing on books, even though I thought they fixed this problem. Let's see. Oh yeah, one thing I do praise DC for, at least when certain books end, they actually bother to announce that books are ending. Marvel, apparently this year, whenever a book ends, with the exception of Spider-Man, with the exception of that book, apparently Marvel just doesn't care to announce a book is ending. Yeah, they just don't care at all. Even though I thought we fixed this problem when C.B. Sebesky took over the company. Yes, I thought we fixed this problem, but apparently we're having this thing again where apparently we don't tell people if books are ending. DC at least bothers to tell people are ending. I mean, the first book of Acts this year was Superwoman, and then we have Blue Beetle get canceled. Even though it was a fantastic book, it wasn't terrible. Heck, even when the creative team changed with issue 13, at least it was still a good book and a good ending to it. In the case of some other books that canceled, like Background of Birds, I don't really know why in the world this book was canceled, even though the book was really good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It actually felt like a Birds of Prey book, even though it was the first Birds of Prey book published in, I think the last book ended, I'm trying to remember, I think it was back in 2014, I think it was. Yeah, they ended the last book after 34 issues. When this book was brought back a couple years ago, it was the first time in 2 years there's been a Birds of Prey book. And this definitely did feel like Birds of Prey, and I'm trying to remember, I think it's, I know it's, oh yeah, the Bensons, I think it had Bensons. They actually did a fantastic job with the book, and then for some reason the book just ended last month after 22 issues. As far as I know, this is probably the only book recently that DC ended that did not have an announcement, or at least give a reason why the book just ended. I mean, as far as I know, nothing was announced that replaced it. It's kind of the same thing, just like America. I had heard something, apparently was announced we're going hiatus, and then they just had to cancel it. Well, at least they're replaced it with a good book. I mean, Justice League Odyssey is good. I'm curious, though, what book is Steve Orlando going to go to? I think he might be in one of the New Age books. I don't really remember. I have to look him up, but yeah. So that's really it for this Open Topics episode. As for what we're going to talk about next, no idea. Absolutely no idea. But yeah, my next video I'm going to do is a comic corner, and you'll find out what the books I'm reviewing in that video. Okay. But until I see you in my next video, bye.